to start by stating that we see that there are two sections in the society, that being men and women, and they are responsible equally for running the society and civilization. And I believe that when they get equal opportunities, and that uh, there is there is equal say by both men and women, and there's equal number of men and women in a workplace. That helps in making sure that everyone is getting developed, and that there is uh, proper ratio and development of everyone in the society.
I think in today's time, gender equality in a workplace means providing equal opportunities, paying each other respect, and taking everyone's opinion without hesitating and not like mm, not promoting the stereotypes. I think, for example, we look at big corporate groups like Tata Group or Infosys, where we can see that they keep on actively promoting like leadership programs, especially for women in hiring places also. So, and I think while we are talking about gender equality, often a question can be raised that why it is more inclined towards men and not, sorry, towards women and not men. I think because we have seen for years now that women were always the bearer of this struggle, much, much, much more than men. Yes, it's not like that. Um, in today's world we can also see the opposite also happening nowadays, so we cannot just say that rules and regulations and safety protections are only for women. We also have to look the other side, but if we take into consideration the history of it all, I think women are the majority of the majority is for the women. So I think in today's age and time, it is very important for any workplace to make gender equality their top priority.
But I think women still face inequality in workplace because there sometimes that happens is that women are not given promotions or slower promotions. They may face like pay gaps, and if I give an example, if um, a woman becomes pregnant, he or she sorry, she will be mm, uh, the office, the workplace will think that she is a liability. Normally, pregnant women are not given jobs, and they still face inequality. It's not that women are, I mean, gender equality is happening like.
Carry on, please.
Uh, Not only that, I believe that gender equality is not just a women's issue, but a human rights issue as well. We can see multiple different examples for this, wherein different, say, example for different workplace equality and pay gap related concerns, wherein Microsoft has reported on the need to address barriers with many female employees, stating that they are gender based obstacles. And not only workplace equality and pay gap, there's different other places as well where we see this, wherein uh, like providing equal education to both men and women reduces uh, social ills like dowry, child marriage, etc. And there are multiple schemes also for this, like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao in India, which addresses the issue of the skewed child ratio in within schools for male and female, and this promotes, and the uh, scheme promotes girl education to make sure that the ratio comes close by. Uh, Also, there's also a point of breaking stereotypes in this. I believe that wherein the traditional gender roles, like females being involved in cooking and men going out of the house to uh, to work and get money for the family, uh, has to be addressed. And there is this stereotype is breaking as well in the society as we see now, because there is more representation of women in different defense forces and in various corporate sectors of the society, and men are also taking up multiple cooking related jobs or nursing related jobs in the society.
Also, I think in today's world, there are not only two genders, there are many genders. It's not only male and female, there can be transgender, there LGBTQ, we all know that. So I don't think they get equal work of opportunities. If I talk about transgender, I like apart from few, I don't see any work opportunities for them.
I agree with the trans gender being beyond just men and women, because I mean, in a progressive world, even today, we see that the LGBTQ community, this transgender community, is not being accepted the way we think today's world would. You know, the most problematic issue is the harassment policies we have seen, because in workplace, in any, even in educational institutions, any transgender people or anyone from that community, they get really harassed, and I think it affects their work performance also, so I think companies should take a major look in that as well, because as we can see, the gender issue where the women gender issue where it lies, I think mostly all companies have taken big precautions of it. Yes, there are still points of improvement for them, and it will be forever, but I think uh, very few companies have looked into the idea of the transgender, and I think we should encourage looking into their rights as well.
Even if a transgender is employed in a company, I don't think that other employees, apart from few, will look at this in a right way. I think they will feel uncomfortable because that's how their mindset is, right? It has been made like that. It since the past, from the past, because this is how the society works. So first, the mindset needs to be changed so that the transgender people can work comfortably in the workplace.
Also, I think that in this topic, when we say gender equality, doesn't mean that uh, there is like literally same same results from both men and women, men and women, and the transgenders as well. It just means that uh, equal access to education, to jobs, to safety, and to their decision making, etc. Uh, is provided. For an example, say providing maternity leaves is not favoritism of sorts, but it ensures that women can continue their careers in spite of them having biological differences. Similarly, paternity leaves also helps in promoting responsibility for men as well.
Yes, Sarang, would you like to summarize the discussion?
Yes, so first of all, we started discussion with basically defining what gender equality is, which is like equal pay opportunities and representation of all the genders in a corporate in a company. Then we moved on to the various issues faced by the especially the women in the workplaces, that is the lack of maternity leave and etc. Then our discussion slowly moved on to how in today's world even the men face discrimination at the workplace, and then towards the LGBTQ community, how even though being taken into companies, the mindset of the people doesn't allow them to work at their full potential. And what I believe is that gender equality is not for favoring a particular group, but removing structural, structural barriers so that all the genders can work together in a proper environment.
Okay. Over the last 3, 4 decades, what we find is that number of women in the corner office is going up slowly. Number of women world leaders is also going up. Number of women entrepreneurs is also going up. When we talk of gender equality, generally we think of lesser women in responsible positions outside the household. So in India also we have found, like Ayush said, that a lot of women are joining the armed forces as officers. They are doing combat. They are fighter pilots. Uh, I think one of the highest paid executives in US, or probably the highest paid executive, is an Indian woman. So what all you said is fine. And in this context, you could also discuss whether, for example, in admissions to IIMs or some other institutes, women are being given some free points just because of their gender. Whether that kind of, is that a bias? Is that a positive bias or a negative bias? Because if they are equal, then they should be treated equally rather than giving them extra marks just based on gender. So, what are your views on that? That also you could have shared. But over the last 3, 4 decades, what we find is that definitely the glass ceiling, which was there where women could not reach the top in the corporates or in many other fields, that is changing. What we also find is that, for example, many of my friends, where both husband and wife are working, and the wife is doing better in her career, then the men also are taking back seat and looking after the homes, or compromising or letting go of their career aspirations, just like women used to do earlier. So they are adjusting to see that the overall good of the family is maintained. The woman is getting better position, then men are also taking a back seat, spending time with kids, looking after household chores and stuff like that. So the gender roles are slowly getting reversed. We find more and more as society is progressing, we are finding more and more instances of uh, similarity in the roles of women. So basically, see, the earning thing started with men being hunter-gatherers and women looking after the home because they were the weaker sex. So ancient times, physical strength used to be a deciding factor because of which the women used to stay back home. and the men used to go out and hunt and provide for the family. And the other issue was about uh, childbirth, where women become very weak, sort of physically weak to go out and work or things like that. So now those things are being taken care of because in the modern world, physical labor is not the only criterion for earnings. So women who are getting well educated, they are topping different colleges, different courses, becoming best doctors or engineers in their fields. So we are finding that gender equality is definitely uh, going towards a positive bias towards women. Anything more to add to this discussion?